Hi guys, welcome to this PC. It's the PC or the SSD where I develop ALCI. Report issues if you find them, because well, updates happen and packages updates and config and things change. And one of the things that we've done is move from 3.2.61 Calamares to 3.3, and things that should be removed are not removed in this version. So the disadvantage is, if it is a disadvantage, because sometimes people ask me that, just you can update and he won't ask any sudo password, right? Because of the fact that we've installed, well, the way we install the operating system, Calamares needs to be super user. Now the script, so this can be gone. You see there are lots of things that are still in there, and I'll show you where the command in Calamares is. Where it should have done, what it should have done, right, is actually go to, I think it's still open if I do Sublime Text. There you are. So we better read up again. This is the old code for a shell process. And they're talking about this reference, and that gives me hope again, because this was the other way of doing things in the past. So what if, right, what if I change this way of declaring a variable into this other thing? So remove this and get rid. So we have this shell process at the end, shell process before it makes sense, right, to have two of those in a distro when you're building it. One in the beginning, do some cleanup, do some stuff, and later on finalize, and everything is gone. So this does not seem to be applied anymore, so we need to figure it out. Now what I do is always make sure you have the latest knowledge, and the knowledge is here. So do a git clone from Calamares, and then we're going to create a git pull and see a lot of things have been updated in the meantime. And what we're interested in is purely the shell process now. So the module of the shell process here. So this is what could help me out. So this is the original one. It was reported on the Zen, but probably all of them have it, because it's just a copy paste of all of them. Of these Calamares configs, I mean them, but some differences. So etc Calamares modules. So that's the shellprocess.conf. I'm gonna put it here, Control F. Oh yeah, we don't have to change the name. Control X them. We will not overwrite it. And then we say this and that. No, not you, right? That and that. And let's compare. Timeout 10, timeout 999, definitely enough. And here he's using the code. This little minus sign is actually super important when I'm making a video, right? Why not highlight this? If a command starts with a single minus sign, then the return value of the command following is ignored. Otherwise, a failing command will abort the installation. You don't want to have an abort. So if I see this, there is nothing new in the blah blah, right? In the commands. This is still pretty much the same as before, but that's what we should use, I think, right? The only way to know it is to test it. So Control C, and all the rest is not so important. And there's another thing, and that's the user I'll need. Okay, so this one, that one, back to, I don't know what's best, something close, Perl. Super F, I do this, this, Control H, and I do this instead. Nope, it's gone again. It was, now we need to be sure. We need to be sure. So this one needs to be 100% correct. That's the thing we need. Control C. Replace me all the roots with that. Replace all. Let's see if that works. And this one, we can say, we'll do this, and then user. Save. So this is our test. Is if it's working in Zen, then we know we need to change this and everywhere else. So declaring go to the root, which is your future system, home, it finds Eric, config, do that, so delete that if it exists, and the same applies with all these things that we do need, right? We super need it, but afterwards we don't want the Pacman init to be there, so it's still there now, and this one is still there, and so on. So all of those guys need to be removed in the new version of Calamares. That being said, we need to, it's on my machine, right? So you up it to the internet and you say, this is the test for shell process final double S, yeah, better. Voila. The code is there, then we build it. The package builds here. It's Zen there. Package build. Let's go for 501. Save. Stop. Make me the package, please. Is there a signing here? I don't think. Yeah? No, no signing. Click. Not needed. X. Needed. To the package build, which is here, so the repo I mean. So this one and that one, this one will go, even if I don't delete it, it will go with the scripts. And then we have to wait, you know, that pushing everything to GitHub from Microsoft we have today, these days, will take a few minutes until he gets it. So it's not because it's here that it's finished, that it's working right now. It's a bit of a delay. And then I always say, if it's a little bit of frustrating to wait, I always say, remember guys, it's all free. So number 40 is something I'll do in a minute or 5. Do something else, right? Let's pause this. So I've been doing some other stuff, always enough work to do. And then we're going to build the ISO. So we're still at the same Arch ISO, which is pretty rare. Each month there's a new ArcoLinux ISO, and the Arch ISO application is the application that builds the ArcoLinux ISO. So they did not invent anything to change their ISO, basically. Well, not by creating a new Arch ISO anyway. There are other ways. So what do I get? I get the new Calamares in, fine, oh, stop. And what else? Here is the config. Which config is this one, right? Is this the correct one? It should be 0501, I think it was, and go, right? You don't need to stop the process. You get the latest configuration from Calamares in, and we'll see if that will do the trick. If it is, it's just a copy paste of the rest, which probably we can already do because I feel lucky. It is just trial and try again, and then fail and then trial again. Okay, compare. So the shellprocess.conf, that's can go, that's the copy paste of the other one. So this one, so we've changed that. Is that exactly the same thing? No, it's not, because we do things here differently. So I need to do it less. So this one and that one. Compare. Shell process final. That's better. But even so, I check if the blue things to the left replace the blue things on the right. And I don't overwrite or miss out something because there are differences. So this looks good. This means it's all good, meaning this is Zen, hoping for the best for the script, and that we don't need to do it again and again. If there's something wrong, we have to check it again, right? So pure is a pure ArcoLinux. We want to remove anything that's on your system. So the purest of the ArcoLinux ISOs is this one, but it's a black screen. So you have to be knowledgeable, is that the word? You have to be an expert in ArcoLinux. Let's have a look. Left to right, we replace that variable with that variable. There is no typos, no typos, no typos. Okay, go replace it. All right, this one and that one. Compare. Shell process final. Same lines, and we're replacing the variable. You can't afford any mistakes. As a human being, will always make mistakes. So taking your time to compare with Melt, it's a super tool. I always say it's the one tool I would pay money for. This saves so much time always. Okay. So we have one left. The purest of them all. And here we have more stuff that we remove. We remove the display manager service. We run a thing that says make pure arch. So remove more stuff. And I have the feeling that I better go in here in the pure, in etc, in Calamares, in modules, in shell process final, in make it nice and colorful, and then make this bigger. And when we have this Control H that's still there, it is. So find. So we can do a replace, all of them, looking good. If I do all, yeah. And here as well, I'll do a, I don't know, it's still in there, Control V. No, it's not in there. So this is what you need. That's the format. And this is what I want to replace, this time with user. That's it. So now we can move this online, but first we need to know, right, is it gonna work? But I'll like I said, I feel lucky, so we'll see. What can I build? Build them all. No, that's all the ISOs. I want to first of all push ALCI, pull all, push to all ALCI, push to all ALCI, Calamares, config. Get all my config that are now changed online. Okay, and we're doing the shell process final. That's what we are doing. So first GitHub, and then we have time, right? So use the time to check. So that's what we've done. Before that was this, before that it was that. This is what we've done. Cool. And just randomly, right? Randomly go check, compare. It's better than nothing, and otherwise compare everything. Git find, maybe you want to see what this is. It's another way of doing things. To each programmer his own idea of how to do things. So this is all online, and now I need to build it, and building is here. Build all ALCI Calamares config. So I'm gonna say do number 1, build all ALCI Calamares 2305. I've already built 01 for Zen, so I'm gonna go for 02. Always up the number, super simple, it doesn't cost you money. Pacman does not like the same number over again. So 02 is the biggest number of all of them. If you don't know anymore, what I do is the following, and it's an RG version. RG version, or RG ver probably. Yep, probably. Ver. So now you know references somewhere, but this is all other stuff. So you have to filter out the ones that are about ALCI, which in this folder is rubbish, which is better in ArcoLinux folder that you see. There's also the rel I do. So rel, the release, and you see a number already. You know, biggest number is just, it's not correct here, but you know what I mean. You check out the numbers and say the biggest numbers is 3, so I'm going to use 4, right? That's the reasoning behind it. Everything is now finished making. All right, no strange things, just scroll up, nothing red, okay. Then if it's built, it's gonna be on the repo, but it's not online yet, so I do an up. And I'll check if things are being changed. I think we need 6 of them. Let's see. So 416 to 502, 502, let's make this bigger. So we got the dev, the pure, the zen, the hardened, the normal, without name, the xenmod and the LTS. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is what we need. 7 objects, 7 packages, and you know the drill. He'll take his time, will not be fast, but we have time here. So super, F7, which is actually I think on my other screen, my dual screen. Yes, it is. And then we go for Zen, choose a disk file, Eric, Zen out. That's the one of today. And up we go. Now I need to tell him, hey, don't do that. Go and grab the CD-ROM. And then you find options. Pure Arch options. The only thing I changed was the name. ArcoLinux install medium, ALCI install medium, and that's it. And the rest is pure Arch. We keep as close to Arch as possible on ALCI. Just a few changes. When will I see if it works? After installation. Calamares is running. And a very almost last thing, unmounting is the last thing. But before that, we are preserving some files, log files. And before that, that's when we run the final script. So next, Brussels. Erase disk. This is me. Good morning. Your passwords do not match. There you go then. Thank God for the check, right? Install now. And off we go, pausing the video again. All right, let's have a look, right? Restart now. Restart. Restart is something else. Restart. Well, nice, right? At some point in time, we were creating all these, well, GIMP exercise, basically. It's an image you create, and then you make it a nice, beautiful grub design. And yeah, it was addictive, this creative process. So Carly and ALCI, they all got a nice one. So the question is, did it run, right? Did it run? That means I need to go to certain files. One of the files that I remember, well, first of all, the system D, don't want Pacman in it to be there. So did it work? I don't see Pacman in it here, but I'm not deep enough. Cool. Pacman in it is not there, and Pacman in it is not there. That's one of the things I really don't want to be on my machine. Sudo pacman, and if he does ask now a password, yes, then the other packages there are gone as well. So the password issue is now gone, which means that the solution was indeed moving from the old way of talking about a root and the new way of talking about root/user. But this is an important bit. So I go from dir here, Sublime, and move this one to my second screen. and I will investigate every single file. Every single line needs to have worked. That means the first line is that it goes to the home, Control H, goes to config, and if there is an ALCI DWM, which there isn't, then he'll remove it. Then the second line is go to root, etc sudoers, and we can go for open as root. We need to be the root, and this one can go. Then sudoers, yes, enter. Good. So this contained the G wheel, and that says okay, passwords, no passwords needed. So that's the line that needed to go, the package that needed to certainly be gone. System D, then there is the system and the getty. There is no getty service, and there's no pacman. We checked that one. In the system, we need to got rid of the etc. There is no e. That's good. In root, we need to Control H to get rid of automated script.sh, nothing present, and z login. No. Control H. No, that's gone. And then the polkit, etc polkit, etc polkit 1. Rules D. It's gone. Super. Keep going. And then with the system D, system display manager service. System D. Yeah, I'm jumping all over, but I'm just going over the list that I have so I don't forget one of them. So inside system, we have this one. That's still there. So there might be, yeah, no, yes, no. Remove system D, system display manager. That's what I'm looking, yeah. I'm looking at the wrong file. I'm looking at the pure guy, and the pure guy, yes, we get rid of that. But so Eric, you better check out another file, the Zen file, because that's what you build. ArcoLinux, show the ALCI, Zen. Here, config Zen, etc, Calamares, modules. The shell process final of Zen is this. And we were at user local bin, user local bin, and what needs to be gone? ALCI make a pure arch. That's still there. What's that doing there? That's a nice discovery. We better add that to the list, because I don't think we need it. So a better system. Yeah, the right mouse click, you have to set everything still up, right? This is not a perfect system, this is Cinnamon, but they default Arch stuff. So normally it wants the GNOME terminal, it's called it, GNOME terminal. You have to install that one. Okay, good catch. And then the ALCI display manager is gone, so that's good. And what we can do then, if we make this a bit smaller, to move this one from here. Okay, super F there. So if we add one line more, ALCI make a pure arch, it doesn't do anything, right? It's just a file. Won't get launched or anything. It's a way to clean up the installation only for the pure arch, right? Not for the others. So the easiest way to do is two ways. Option one is go inside Arch, make another package, because I think it's all gonna be in one package. Making another package is silly to remove a file, I would say, right? Would be silly. So we have a way of installing things. This is the Zen Arch ISO in here, in here, in here, in here. There it is, right? So that's the one that we use. The thing is, the fun is the compare business. This and this. We have them all. And it's easy to compare and see quickly what's different between these guys. So this will not pop up because it's the same, and it's gonna be in user local bin. Here is a make a pure arch, so it's always there. It's not, so the pure one, we're not gonna give you the fixed key things. You want to have a pure system, so well, there it is, right? You figured out the keys. So get nemesis on ALCI, things like that. So either remove it here, and that's the difference. So it seems I will remove a little bit more here, but no, I think I've made my decision. It's much easier to make a new package. In the end, let's I don't know, it's a 50-50. Okay, decided. It's easier, right? So go in here, etc Calamares modules and shell process final, go in here, and then we say the ALCI thing needs to go. So remove something aligned like that, Control C. There was something else here, ALCI, just before that one. Yep, double. Remove user local bin, and then what was the name? What was the name? Can't here. ALCI make a pure arch. ALCI make a pure arch. Make a pure arch. Save. ALCI make a pure arch. Meaning ALCI make a pure arch. No typos. It's easier to say, just get rid of it. For me, decision there. You decide otherwise. All good. So this one and that one. Compare. Shell process. Extra line. This one. This is sometimes difficult. It is. After Calamares rules, after this one. Bulkit. Think so. That's okay, right? So you go over there, and that's good. Save. And then the pure is a difficult one. Compare. This is easy. Click, click. They're almost done. It's always a return on investment. How long is that solution gonna take me? How long is that solution gonna take me? And now you decide. So we want to push everything online. That is number 4. Remove ALCI, make a pure arch. Now we check. What's he doing? What is he doing? So remove root, use a local bin, ALCI, make a pure arch. Take the time to check your typos. Then go back up, package build. We need to build it again. Last one was 2, I believe. So we need to build all ALCIs here. One was it? Build all ALCI Calamares configs. Okay. 3005. Okay. I believe it's 03. If you are in doubt, you quickly have a look to the repo. You immediately see what number you have. Enter. Yes. And oh yeah, it's building. You'll see these guys come up, right? You'll see this 03 is there, 03 is there, and voila, everything goes according to plan. And then you're already ready. You set yourself ready with a up. That's not gonna work. Up, not gonna work. Up, not gonna work. Slower. Okay, gonna work. So off it goes. And this is ISO building. This is what I'm recording. All of this is ISO building. It takes time. It takes time. And we've paused this video, right? Remember that it's 31 minutes in the video, but we've been at it since maybe 8 o'clock. So already 1 hour for just one thing. Just one thing. Pausing. Because this takes, and the GitHub needs to know that there's new stuff here. 03 is here, and if that's ready, we can stop this one, and there's still one thing to check, right? So building again. Is the Puyur gonna be gone if we build the Zen again? This wallpaper I don't like, so Alt T. I trash my wallpaper. Variety is up there. This is okay, right? So a Super Shift Enter. Control Shift 1, ALCI it is. I'm gonna build the Zen again. Where are you? The Zen installation scripts, and let's go for 40 later on. Okay, so I give it like 5 minutes, so let's say 9 o'clock. I'll assume GitHub is ready for me, and then the packages will be installed on the new system. We install it again, and we have a look at that one file, if it's gone or not, and use a local bin. Pausing. So I've gave it even an extra minute there. We said we would start at 9. So really this, give it some time, don't frustrate yourself, do some other stuff. And then we need to check, of course, do we get the new Calamares in? So this is the Zen, but we can't see it here. And we need to scroll up. It's alphabetically and it's not. So in the middle here we see the 03. So we can leave the script running because we're getting the new configuration in, and we have to wait again. So pause. And there we go. It's time, but there seems to be a beautiful wallpaper. Right? Who does that? Variety. Is Eric gonna look for wallpapers? No, he isn't. Doesn't have time. Wallhaven abstract minimal space sci-fi. Wallhaven provides me these. Super F7 Zen. This is still the same ISO, right? It's still the same day. Otherwise you need to change. So I can really boot up again. But he wants to boot up. So no. Go and install from the CD-ROM. We got a CD-ROM. I don't, right? I think I haven't bought a CD-ROM or a DVD or a Blu-ray DVD in 10 years, 12, 13 years. At some point in time we could actually mount ISOs with this little sheep application, clone CD or something. And no, burning CDs is not of this age anymore, this time and age. So, welcome to the ALCI installer. Okay, next. Let's do something different. By that I mean that we can do an JS. Voila. We've done something different. Next, install, and we pause. And then it's time for the truth. Let's have a look. Don't be there. Use a local bin. The content of that thing should be normal. This is JFS, right? You see some different lines. And so how is that? That's JFS. Yeah, blah blah. So basically, well, you could actually go. Let's use the terminal. Go to there. Usual local bin. ls. That's what I got. Some stuff not from us. Live CD sound. We could clean that up as well. That's not from us. But hey, this is keeping as close as possible to Arch, so let's keep it in there. But the main thing is the ALCI stuff is gone. And another thing is that sudo pacman minus s, but we tested that in the previous video. I need to type my password in there. And some tests I do as well is minus r Calamares should be gone, and anything related to ALCI except that one, otherwise we don't have a nice grub theme, should be gone, and that's cool. So after this, it's time to build ISOs. After this, you'll see that there'll be an ISO on SourceForge with the date of today, right? 10/05/23, and life can be easy. Also a super beautiful wallpaper, right? Thank you, Variety Wallhaven. What I'll do is super shift enter. And this is how easy life can be. There is something called build them all, but let's investigate if that's correct. So did not say any of those, don't want those. So this is clean up. This is the list that I want to go through, and the list is take that one in there and I go build it, right? Build. And then we push everything online. So basically I'm not looking at this machine for another hour or so, right? And I'll just come back and have all the ISOs in here. Then I'll do a test, sometimes 3, 4, sometimes everything. And depending on the severity of the problem, right, you just decide which one. So this is all cleaned out already. So really sure if you put something online that's not, we're gonna, well, depends. The script is okay. It will always put the one online that's from today. So that's not an issue, but cleanup is important in your scripts. Start with that, and then you're sure you're not gonna make any, you're gonna waste time because you don't want to have leftovers from last installation. All right, here the video ends, and you'll see the ISOs pop up of 10/05/2023. Yes.